All right, ladies and gentlemen, Marathon has just reached. Well, actually, not Marathon. Ladies and gentlemen, Bungie has just released another 12, or I should say, update 1.0.5, and we're going to go over that right now. Marathon update 1.0.5. Item economy. Added 3 new random rolled implant perks that can only be found on implants looted from Cryo Archive. Over recovery. While in smoke, your self-repair speed is increased and you use healing consumables faster. Reloader. Defeating an enemy with a knife attack grants a small amount of tactical and prime ability energy. Panic response. While at low health, using the healing consumable grants the effects of cardio kick for a short duration. Added 3 new mods that can only be looted from Cryo Archive. Punishment. This weapon deals significantly increased damage against redacted combatants. Oh, who's that redacted combatants? Let's go. Estimate. Aiming down sights for a short duration increases the weapon's range and aim assist by a massive amount. Hurricane. While airborne, this weapon has increased stability and greatly reduced accuracy penalties. Sponsor kits. Rook no longer gets a surplus sponsor kit upon death. Oh, sucks. Combat. Players can now activate exfil beacons while down. Yes! Good luck. Yes! This is something they really needed to add in the game. My god, this is some really good changes happening. Decrease camera shake intensity from incoming melee and knife attacks. Increase post-run spectator camera timeout from 30 seconds to 120 seconds. Fix an issue where a player could have a finisher used on them right as they were completing a self-revive or being revived, immediately downing them again. It's a good fix. Fixed instances of revive timer lockout shaders appearing on enemy runners' body bags. Fixed instances where ability activations could become desynced with the server. Adjusted the hack status screen effect to be lower intensity and have slower glitch crawl effect. Alright. Runners. Assassin. Fixed an issue where Assassin's smoke puck would not change appearance based on the equipped runner shell style while activating Shadow Dive. Pickpocket drone can no longer loot players who are in the active exfil animation. Perfect. Perfect. That's a really good fix. Fix an issue where pickpocket drone's on-screen button prompt wouldn't update to match a player's change keybind or controller button mapping. Fix an issue where high-speed grapple could affect network stability. Triage. Fix an issue where being close to max heat could prevent players from using the battery overcharge ability. Rook. Removed Rook's runner level requirement. Rook can now be used at runner level 0. Or actually, that's pretty good. I like that because, you know, a lot of people want to hop right into the game, and how can they hop right in the game without having a Rook? But now they changed that, so now you don't even have to be a certain level to play as Rook. Implants. Fix an issue where graceful landing V5's unique trait could be activated by Vandals microjets from flat ground. Fix an issue where graceful landing V5's unique trait was not scaling detonation damage correctly for longer falls. UESC. Fix an issue where UESC would repeatedly use the same ladder. Fix a number of issues that cause AI to freeze in place or become unresponsive. Contracts and events. Improve the visual clarity of contract and activity waypoint icons. Crews carrying both coordinate data pads must now bring both of them to the location of the cache before the loot is revealed. Previously, any crew member being present at the location would reveal the loot. This is a good change. Fix some scenarios where the Mida Order Chaos 1-1, Traxxas Return on Investment 3 out of 5, and Traxxas Liaison could prevent players from completing the contract. Okay. Fix an issue where the UI could become out of sync between crew members on the same contract during a run. Perimeter intercept dropships should no longer clip through the environment in South Relay. Tripwires placed in overflow hallways should no longer be floating in midair. Fix an issue where decon would not show up on the overhead map when on a contract that requires it. Marsh. UESC dropships that arrive during the lockdown event in the northeast corner of algae ponds will no longer fly in through players' space, killing players in their path. Being in the stabilization device and anomalous matter on the overhead map will now show a string in the crew feed, notifying your crewmates. Fix an issue for the Traxxas Liaison contract where the commander would despawn if a crew didn't engage and kill him in time. Outpost. Encounters spawning on the roof of flight control have been improved and should now correctly engage players. Alright. User interface and experience. Achievements. Fix an issue where players would not get the Welcome to Tau City achievement. Armory. Item tooltips in the armory now primarily show the purchase cost instead of the value the item sells for. Codex. New codex challenges added for ranked and cryo archive. A new indicator will appear in codex categories containing challenges added in patch 1.0.5. Fix an issue where inspecting an item in the codex could display flickering text. Fix an issue where acquired items challenges in the codex indicated the challenge could be completed by simply picking up the item. Challenges now accurately state that successful exfil with items is required. Fix an issue where the WSTR Shotgun codex challenge incorrectly noted that it could be completed by downing a runner. Updated the text to indicate that a full elimination is required. Fix an issue where the Thief codex challenge, Shatter Hopes, incorrectly track combatants. This challenge has been updated to track runners only. Fix an issue where the Thief Master codex challenge, No Target Too Great, was only tracking wardens. This challenge will now track wardens and commanders. Fix an issue where the Destroyer codex challenge, Close the Gap, but not complete when downing a runner too close to the initial thruster activation. Fix an issue where claiming seasonal level rewards in the codex could displace items in the overflow, causing them to be lost. Challenges granting gear rewards will now check for items in overflow and prevent claiming until the overflow has been emptied. Fix an issue where inspecting non-weapon items and the codex would display a compatible weapons string. Into that. In run. Improve the overall legibility of the revive prompt. Some waypoints will now fade when aiming down sights. ADS. Items. Exfilling with a temporal fragment will produce variable rewards depending on your seasonal runner level. Lobby. Loadout will now show a banner warning you that you have overflow items. Added a shortcut for I or Start to open the loadout menu. Added a shortcut for Tab or Options to open the loadout menu while prepping for a run. Updating missing equipment warning to clarify that players are missing health or shield consumables. Fix an issue preventing commonly found items from being shown when selecting map regions. Ping system. Activity icons pinged from the overhead map will more reliably show their waypoints. Rewards Pass. Premium Rewards Pass voucher items should no longer appear in your inventory. Run report. Fix an issue where the runner level up reward screen was sometimes blank. Social. Add the rated tab in the runner connections panel so that you can see how you stack up against your connections. Store. Updated incorrect item rarity for the Lux Palace, Overdrive TSL, and Cyber Red runner shells from Deluxe or Superior. Oh. Vault. Consumables, ammo salvage, and grenades now have large stack sizes in the vault. Massive change there, ladies and gentlemen. Massive change. Added filter tabs for keys and backpacks. All right. Voice chat. Added an optimization or added an option for consoles and gamepads to support crew voice push to talk while in a run. This only applies to runs. The lobby will still utilize an open mic. Adding an additional push to talk option. Tap when set. Tapping the proximity or crew chat buttons will open the mic until you're done speaking, or tap the buttons again. This is a change that is breaking. I have been begging the developers to add a feature like this, and they have officially added a feature like this. You know how happy that makes me? I'm sick and tired of holding a key button just to talk when I could just press it once and talk to them. But they have officially added it in the game to where you can just press it, talk, and then press it again and not talk. The toggle push to talk option has now officially been added in Marathon. That makes me so excited. Fix the number of issues causing voice chat interruptions and inconsistencies. Weapon customization. Optimize sticker and charm placement on a handful of weapons. Stability. Added AMD anti-lag 2 low latency to video settings. Weapons and equipment. Ammo crate. Fix an issue where ammo crates cannot be interacted with when placed close to walls or terrain. Or terrain. Cardio kick. Fix an issue where normal and depleted versions of cardio kick status icon appeared separately in the HUD. Claymore mine. Fix an issue that prevented claymores from taking splash damage when attacked to other objects. Interesting. Knife. Knife cosmetics will no longer unequip after failing to exfil. B75 Scar. Fix an issue with the Rampage mag that was causing bullets to ricochet off turrets despite dealing damage. Interesting. WSTR Combat Shotgun. Reduce leftward motion and fire and recoil. Increased duration and spin ready required before it can be interrupted by weapon fire. Redistributed damage fall off. It now retains near max damage at point blank range but falls off much more quickly. This is a good change. Reduce aim assist cone size and reduce the influence of aim assist on pellet spread as they travel. So you guys know what this means. It means you have to be in really close range to actually get the kill. No longer halfway. You got to be like face to face to actually get that kill. Misra 2442. Reduced leftward motion and firing recoil. Okay. Long shot. Fix an issue with the gold mod resetting its counter incorrectly and disappearing from the buff tray display. Mods. Drag and drop can now be used to remove weapon mods from weapons. Dragging a mod attached to a weapon into the backpack or vault will now remove the mod and place it in the inventory rather than moving the entire weapon. Oh, that's a great change. By the gods, that's amazing. Oh, that is so much better than having to like try to remove a mod into your inventory, and then from that point, then you got to equip the gun, and it's just a longer process. So this change is perfect. I'm so happy they actually made this change. That's huge. You don't know how big this is. I love it. I really, really do. Chips. Endless Runner. Fix an issue with the superior rarity versions having an incorrect string. Optics. Thermals. Fix an issue where thermals were not highlighting visible UESC combatants, ticks, and tick nests. Generators. Fix a tooltip display issue that incorrectly labeled the decreased charge time as increased charge time. Magazines. Cloud Feather Chamber was missing its weight reduction stab bonus, making it too similar to Turbo Chamber, and now correctly grants a bonus to weight reduction. Barrels. Suppressors. Remove the health display scramble and the 2D damage indicator effects that happen to victims shot by a weapon with the suppressor attachment. Developer's note. We may revisit this in the future, but for now we believe this muddied the gameplay language too much and the benefit of a quieter weapon is attractive enough for these mods. Okay, that's interesting. Oh, what kind of weapon they're talking about. Zones. Cryo Archive. Cryo Archive has been added to the game. Good luck getting there. Audio. UESC spawn-in animation will now play all of the associated audio. Lower the range so you can hear other players in combat. Wow. Massive changes, ladies and gentlemen. Massive changes. I'm actually really excited about the toggle to push the talk button to where you can just press it once, as well as drag and drop can now be used to remove weapon mods from weapons. That's massive changes. Huge, huge, huge. Oh my goodness. I love that. I love every bit of it. That is like, wow, wow. Developers of Marathon, I praise you right now more than Destiny 2. You guys are doing great. Keep the great work. And ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap it up for this week's TWAM. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.